Again, I just want to continuously say that this is one of the gentlemen that I have always believed in and I continue to believe in. And I knew that Joshua, when he did his introspect, would have been back of the people, because since I knew Joshua, since back in our school days in community high school, university and all that, I know this is a man that loves people. And I know that whatever he has been going through and so forth, he will always come back to the people and the answers will come clear and clean. And I also, listening to Joshua this morning, one must admit there is a sense of hope, there is a sense of strength. And again, I just want to tell him to continue to just be who he is. And I know for sure that he's going to make a difference in the political arena, and it's just a matter of time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ronald.
Hello.
Morning,
Mr.
Joshua Francis. I must thank you and compliment you for taking this time you took there this morning for being on the radio. Have a blessed morning. Bye-bye.
Have a blessed morning too. Hello.
Joshua all the way.
Yes. Oh, that's all you wanted to say, Joshua all the way. Okay, 9:55.
Again, Mr. Is it?
Yes, go ahead.
Again, Mr. Francis, I'll tell you, the opposition needs you now, especially your leader. He's under great trouble, difficulties, and he needs you and everyone to stick by him so that the United Workers' Party can get through what they want to. Bye.
Thank you. We're taking a break and we'll come back. And we continue here in the morning with Joshua Francis until our next stop with Real Estate Talk on the telephone. Good morning to you, quickly. Morning to you, yes. I'm hardly hearing you though. Hello.
Yes, man.
Yes, it's better now. Yes.
Yes. You hear me now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you much clearer now. Yes.
All right. I was saying good morning to everybody listening to Q95.
Yes.
And Matt, like you said, you dig me out again. I want to congratulate Joshua on the manner in which you conducted this interview. Joshua I always knew it was a matter of time. Joshua is a man of the people, a man for the people, a man who is born to lead man. But you know, some people make themselves leaders because of the ambition and the whatever. But Joshua is born lead. Joshua is a guy with that. Joshua is a guy who certainly wants to see people's lives better. You know, I street with Joshua when we used to be very tough in the election, and even after election. And I would get fed up, leave him and just walk through. And he would meet me wherever we were going, man. Because Joshua stop and talk to every single body on the road, and his hands in his pocket, something happening. So, I'm really care for people. And while some people would expect there to be a fight, an infighting between Joshua and his party, he has realized that he's not a fighter, he's a lover. He's a man who wants to see his country and his people do well. And Joshua stood solid behind the fact that there'll be no crossing floor. And Joshua wants to urge you to live the life that you've been living, the life of caring for people. Obviously, we find one or two callers come with negative vibes. Me people never do positive things. I understand if some part of your friends, family, whatever, may not have the positive of you continuing in politics. It is totally reasonable for them to feel that way. Maybe if you were abroad, I could have told you the same thing. And that people did not leave. And I believe there's really a contribution for you to make for your country. And rest assured that you will be appreciated by Dominicans even more effective today. Because they'll realize this is a man with a heart, a man that really don't care. We're trying to put him back. And I get from all your conscience is clear. And you're going to work towards moving Dominica Bus. I know you're a man of prayer, I know you're a man of God, I know you're a man with an ambition to move Dominica forward. An ambition to see poor people survive. I want you to be strong. Remember, fashion, your family, that must be first. However, the fight is taken for Dominicans. I want to urge you to keep it up, and I call on Dominicans to give Joshua Francis the support he needs to move. You never neglected your constituency. I mean, I've been passing for that constituency since you don't let us. So the people of Louvière, I'm sure they will stand behind you. And nothing break you down, Joshua Francis. Take care of yourself, my brother.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller.
Joshua Francis,
very
touching. Time is somewhat limited here, but I want to ask finally, what lessons did you learn from this experience, and what are your plans for the Roseau South constituency?
Well, Matt, there are so many lessons. The most important lesson is to forgive. Is to forgive and to love. I'm reminded on a daily basis to care for others. I have always been going to the Princess Margaret Hospital at least once a month. And whenever I go to the hospital to visit the sick, I remind myself that I could be the one on the bed. I have seen people lose their lives at the hospital. And what it has taught me is to be more humble and to be more giving, to be more caring. Because when the music stops, a man has to give an account of his life. And the greatest question that will be asked to him, sir or madam, what have you done for others? Have you clothed anybody? Did you clothe anybody? Did you feed anybody? Did you give anybody drink? So I'm saying this to say, Matt, over the past few months, in the dark hour, I have become more humbled. I have become a greater servant. I'm more prepared to serve the people, to make a contribution for the betterment of Dominicans. I have also learned to be more forgiving, because sometimes people misunderstand you. To understand people, you need time with them. And I'm a relatively new entrant in the political arena. So certain persons have been uncertain. Where does Joshua stand? Because Joshua comes with an approach which is genuine, which is honest. And he cuts different sides simply because he believes in people and he stands for people. I have also believed that over the past few months I have learned to appreciate teamwork. I have always been a team player. I do not always come on the radio to say what I do for my teammates, but I have grown to appreciate teamwork even better. And that's why I'm prepared to work with the United Workers' Party to make Dominica a better place, to make Roseau South a better place.
And talking about plans, I have 2 minutes.
Well, Matt, the Roseau South constituency has a number of issues. I have always been working. I've been doing my work quietly. Apart from having to meet constituents on a day-to-day basis. Take, for example, on my way to the station, a lady calls me, she says, Francis, my child has a skin rash. I need some help. But if I have $10 in my pockets and that's how I can help, I give it out. So I help people on a day-to-day basis. Of course, when you help with your left hand, you don't let your right hand know. My team and myself, we have helped people to buy basic supplies to fix their houses, repair their houses. That is just from an individual or family point of view. We have also been visiting the sick. We have our own version of the Yes We Care program, where we have identified a few elderly persons in the constituency where the families have neglected them and they are not under the Yes We Care program. My team had been going around helping these people, providing basically care, bathing them and feeding them. We have had reading programs at the Roseau South constituency office at Newtown, where we have helped some children who could not read to read properly. As a matter of fact, last year we had a couple of children who barely could read. And then at the end of this academic year, they did very well, and that brought some joy into my heart. So these are some of the works that we have been doing. Of course, we have been involved in beautification projects, cleaning projects. We have been involved in sponsoring football leagues. As an example, at the Louvière area, we sponsored the Louvière Football League. We have also sponsored the Louvière Rounders team. We're doing all this because we understand that at the end of the day, what we want to do is to enhance and enable persons to get more out of life, especially the unemployed. We have a situation in Louvière where we have a high youth unemployment problem. So what I have been trying to do basically is to consult with the people, call them, have a meeting with them, see what we can do. I'm going to have a discussion with the Minister of Agriculture to see whether he can, give us some monies for boat building and for fishing facilities so those boys can get involved in something positive. Because we need the young persons to redirect their energy into positive activities. Of course, the playing fields continue to be an issue. I have given representation. I have written a letter to the Minister of Sports. I have not gotten any response, but basically we're asking for lighting of the Louvière playing field. We're asking for the completion of the construction of the Jodel playing field, the Eggleston playing field, the Kingshill playing field, just to name a few. Even at Newtown, the Culvert area, we need assistance for that. I wrote a letter to the Minister of Communication and Works as far as the roads are concerned. I got a response. I got the commitment from the Minister of Communication and Works that the roads in the constituency will be improved, Jodel, Eggleston, and some other areas. We're also working on a recreational park project for the Leopoldville area. That's something that will unfold for the people in a few weeks to come. Of course, we have concerns about the river wall for Bath Estate. I will continue to give representation and echo the need for the construction of the Emsall Bridge. That's between Bath Estate and Emsall. That is of significance. And the river wall in the Roseau Valley area. We have a number of persons who are affected by Tropical Storm Erika. They have not been assisted. So, Matt, there are a lot of things that we have been working on and will be working on over the next few weeks and few months to come.
I want to say thank you for coming in. You well understand, Joshua, all my telephones are going crazy. Your phone as well?
Yes,
going crazy.
Yes.
And I see almost, at one instance, you're almost in tears because of some of the text messages and WhatsApp messages you've been receiving. Let's do it again sometime.
Well, definitely. Let me just wrap up by saying thank you to all the supporters. You're right, Matt. I got a few texts. Some of them were very touching, and brought some emotions. I just want to remind Dominica that our theme for the independence is strengthening our commitment to nation building. I want us to take that at heart, reflect on it, and start at our homes. Those of us who have not been spending enough time with our parents, visit your parents, comb your granny, cut her nails, do something, clean the yard, wash some dishes, go out there, do something for your community, be of use to your family and to your community. I love Dominica. God bless Dominica.
You too, my brother.
God bless you, Matt.
God bless you. Well, let's stop is next here.
I've been getting a lot of phone calls. I guess many did not hear that this was a repeat program of Joshua Francis. I know a number of you still want to interact, if you will. But I repeated this program because of a number of persons who met me and did not hear the program when it was first aired on November 2. And I was happy I was able to, of course, do that repeat. We're coming back, Dominique, after this.
For all your shopping needs at the best prices in Dominica, shop at S-Mart. Shop smart at S-Mart.
Shop smart at S-Mart. Can you get me some Lotto?
Oh, my favorite
Shop smart at S-Mart.
I got a top-up flow and digital.
Shop smart at S-Mart.
Sunday to Sunday.
Open on holidays.
Shop smart at S-Mart.
So much fresh fruit and produce.
Good quality service. Unlimited parking. All the best products at S-Mart. You get the best prices.
Shop smart at S-Mart for great prices and unlimited parking. Entrance and exit on both Goodwin Road and Rawls Avenue. Open 7 days a week. Call 448-2340. Shop smart at S-Mart.
Wash your hands. Proper hand washing protects against the spread of many common illnesses and germs. Wash your hands often with soap and water, or you may use hand sanitizers. Remember, clean hands save lives. Protect yourself.
A message from the Health Promotion.
Want to feel more connected? Join Flow now and get free data with your first top-up. Are you already a Flow customer? Top up $20 or more between the 1st and 5th of every month, and you also get 50 megabytes free data. So wherever you go, bring all the connections you want. WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Browse, search, and keep your finger on the pulse from anywhere and everywhere. That's live with more connection. That's live with more bytes. Find out more at any Flow store or at discoverflow.co. Conditions apply.
Are you a good morning? A lot of people still in shock this morning. Read the news this morning that the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education, Marcella Powell, died suddenly. She died this morning, according to the reports at the Princess Margaret Hospital. The cause of death is unknown, but we understand that she's been sick recently. I'm going to take a few phone calls and I'll have a conversation with Mr. Patrick Deloney. Then we'll take on sometime later in the hour VF Inc. and the Caribbean Men Symposium. Hello, talk to me. Hello, good morning, yeah. Good morning. Nobody there. Hello.
I say praises, thanks, blessings, and glory to all those with humanity. Mr. Pelty, blessings to you and your family, sir.
Good morning to you, yes.
Yeah, I did the day you had Joshua, I deliberately stayed away from it, and I just listened, and it was a very interesting discussion.
Mm-hmm.
The brother was very discussionate and articulate and diplomatic as well. While he was ready to answer questions, I noticed how intelligently he answered the questions, Matt. I know you noticed too. Matt, let me say my condolences again to to the Powell family having to do with the passing of the Empress, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have a little information, but now is not the time to even, I let her just be blessed and more life. Matt, quickly, can I touch a situation I dealt with yesterday? Quickly, Matt.
Which is what?
Having to do with Alison Madueke, having to do with Baroness Scotland, and the question not being answered at the Parliament with what's her name, Francine Baron.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to make a connection there, nexus, Matt. I was wondering why did Francine Baron did not answer the question posed to her by Mr. Linton having to do with our diplomatic appointments. Who are the people representing us out there? It was rumored, or it is alleged, that it's Francine Baron that introduced Alison Madueke. That is Madueke. That's the lady that stole the millions of dollars from Nigeria, Matt, and now she's in England getting some cancer treatment. Maybe why they're not extraditing her on a humanitarian ground. The guy heard that she's sick with cancer. So, Matt, I am saying, with all the questions that is surrounding all of that, and Roosevelt scared leaving Dominica, because look, you have the Prime Minister of England asking for some accountability from Baroness Scotland, Mohini. So I was wondering, what is happening? He ran up there. I don't know if it's to meet the British High Commissioner, because he had a delegation with him going to wherever, so he must have passed England. Was it to try to calm down things? What is happening? And who is going to? Because he was the one who spent thousands or maybe millions of dollars to get Baroness Scotland, Mohini, to represent the Commonwealth nations, Matt. And now you have India to Antigua. The whole Commonwealth is asking what is happening with Baroness Scotland, with all the scandal about hundreds of thousands of pounds, and so many things is happening. Matt, I know I cannot tell you and Carlisle how to do all your business, and I hear Carlisle was saying the day when the tourists them get hit, nobody will not tell him how to do his work. I don't know who was trying to instruct Carlisle, but please, just a little bit. I don't know. I don't want to jeopardize your safety, but try to find some answers for us now. There's too many things happening in Dominica, and there is no explanation, there is no logic, there is no sense what is happening in Dominica. All the senseless murders and disappearances and sudden deaths, and you hear the Minister of Health talking in foolishness. Not foolishness.
So blessings. You're looking for the answers. What is your gut feeling in all the sudden deaths and disappearances? What do you think, blessings? Because you're asking me to look for answers. Maybe you will help me if I know where to start looking.
My gut feeling with the disappearances, Matt, I think it is cultish. I think we are having people looking for human blood to sacrifice and human lives. My suspicion, having to do with the senseless killing and murders and sudden death, Matt, I think people are eating very, very, very poorly these days. So, and things they have never ate before. I said maybe millions of years ago people used to eat food. Now food eating people, Matt. It's food that eating us these days. We are not eating food. We think we're eating food, but it's food that is eating us. So I think we are eating nonsense, Matt, what we call junk food, garbage, rubbish, Matt. And with all the state of killings, Matt, and lawlessness, look at how they slashed the brother's throat and take his chain, his shoes and all of that. Where's the Minister of National Security? Where's the Minister of Health to make a public pronouncement or nation address? I mean, you're talking about people snapping pictures and that Facebook thing, I agree with that. But brother, what about the inadequacies at the hospital? Why the people that get injured look at to run the day after or the 2 days after? So all this we need to address rather than just come in and talk about, people trying to sensationalize the thing and the media already breaking it, family is not informed, and the ship already done giving a press briefing. Matt, I don't want to take too much of your time. Blessings, sir.
Blessings. With me just for a few minutes this morning, of course, he's usually on the Farmer Scribe, but this morning, he's coming to talk about something different. Mr. Patrick Delany, just for a few minutes here this morning, we had a little interaction, if you will, on the politics in America and President-elect Donald Trump. You're one of the supporters of Donald Trump, aren't you?
Well, I do not like to put it that way, man.
So how do you want to put it?
I was supporting what he was saying, not Mr. Donald Trump himself.
Saying in what light? In what light, Patrick?
In what he was showing America what difficulty they were in, economically, trade-wise. They were throwing away their manufacturing rights to other countries. They were actually leaving and depleting the United States and going elsewhere, Matt. And he was talking about the monetary situation that is all crucial now and in a very, very precarious position. It can, any day, that can fold up, Matt. Don't let these fellas fool you.
What can fold up?
The economic situation in the States.
So you think Donald Trump can fix it?
States is paying $2 billion just in interest every day.
Do you think that Donald Trump can fix it? That's my question to you.
Well, I noticed from what he said, and his background being in business and in trade, I think he can fix it, Matt.
Running business and running a country is two different things.
I think he can fix it, Matt. Look at it. That has been actually what has boiled down to too much stupidity in the United States. They're selling out the interests of the United States.
Who is?
Well, especially the Democrats. The Clinton was selling it. The Hillary was selling it. Obama was selling it.
Most people in the Caribbean, including Dominica, support the Democrats.
Yes, Matt, because they're colonialized by our history with those people. This is what I noticed with the election. And I kept telling my friends who came to my home, and I kept pointing it out to them. And some of them congratulated me after the fact. But I was telling them still, it's not a matter of congratulating me as though I supported Trump winning, No, man. It's the reasons that were so clear right in front of our eyes and we didn't see it. We cannot see in the Caribbean, Matt. We are completely colonialized. First by religion, and then by the politicians who follow the religion. I keep saying that. And if we do not go back, we get in a chance here with this post-election thing in the United States. We get in a chance here to understand the situation that we're in, why we're not seeing, and why we are putting our interests in the wrong place. Do you know, Matt, that during the World Trade Organization tenure and its rulings on banana, it's Clinton who sold our interests to the World Trade Center?
Are you talking about President Clinton?
Yes, man.
So what does that have to do with what is going on here?
His wife was with him. You know what I mean?
So Hillary is Clinton?
Hillary and the Clintons. Okay. Let me say the Clintons and the Bushes. And Trump tried stopping the Bush era and stopping the Clinton era because that was against the American interest. Matt, we are not examining ourselves as to where we come from and how we should be. The Caribbean got a second chance in a lot of Africans being captured and sent to the Western country. What do you think the Western country has as its most powerful weapon, Matt? Christianity. We call it Christianity, but it's a whole question of the gospel of Christ. This is what they were preaching. And if you notice now, the evangelicals supported Trump to 81%, I think it was, supported Trump and gave him the strength to get there to be president. But up to now, that type of Christianity, I do not like to call it Christianity because the Bible calls it believers. They were called Christianity in Antioch. They were called Christianity because people find they were following Christ. But the most important thing the Western world, Britain, America has to offer is Christianity. And here we were captured from Africa.
You think Trump is offering Christianity?
No, but a way is opened out through Trump. Trump is going to stop the persecution of Christians, which the Democratic Party was doing.
And it can be said, and it will be said, that Trump is a racist. How do you defend that?
I do not find any racism in Trump. Matt. What I find in Trump is a businessman like any other businessman, and Trump admits he was in the system. I was in the system, Matt. I don't talk like I'm a systemized man. He was in the system, but he saw what the system was doing, and that burned him, and he wanted to come out. I'm telling you, this movement in the United States.
Did you hear? Of course, his
opponents.
Not necessarily his opponents, though, Patrick. But he did admit at some stage in the election that in his early days he supported the Ku Klux Klan.
No, I didn't hear that. I never heard that.
You didn't hear that?
I never heard that.
Maybe you should do some research.
If he did that, I can understand why people do those things. I do understand, Matt.
So he had an excuse for doing what he did?
Not an excuse. At the time, again, these people work on you, Matt.
Okay.
These people work on you.
What are these people that you talk about? I just want to make
okay, the people who control the system and the status quo.
So Clinton and the rest of these guys.
Yeah. All of them were in it.
That's the status quo.
That is why Trump was saying he came to drain the what you call it, the marsh or the swamp.
The swamp, yes.
Yeah, they joined the status quo. They were not fighting the system, Matt. You're supposed to be fighting the system. You are doing it in some kind of way through your connection with this radio station. Yes.
Let me ask you another question as it relates to Trump, because you seem like you're supporting a lot of what he believes in. You heard him speak on the issue of immigration.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you have family members in the United States, Patrick, who, to some extent may not be right as it relates to the papers. All of us.
I was one of them.
All of us.
Who went to the United States without papers.
When Trump spoke about, sending back these people, you support that?
No, but I guess Trump will get better advice. When Trump was saying these things, when he just came in, and I think it was to shock the system, to bring it back to reality.
Okay.
Here, essentially, Trump was saying these people neglected the law and went against the law, and he wants a law-abiding society.
Okay.
So he's going to get rid of all those who disobeyed the law. But what I find in that Trump is that we in the Caribbean going to make representation for Trump. I think it's going to happen. When they show Trump the positive effects of these illegal people being in the United States, I am sure he will change his mind, Matt. Just like he's changed his mind on Obamacare. He's not saying, I'm going to get rid of all Obamacare. He's saying what is good, he will hold it. That's sensible. I think this man is very sensible, Matt. But it's the issue of Trump, not Trump himself. I really believe I'm seeing the hand of God in this thing, Matt.
Okay.
God is giving America probably its last chance. Get right. And if you cannot get right, it is coming. Whatever the doomsday effect of all that is at the back, and it's coming.
All right. I'm sure there are other people out there who may be supporting your own views on Donald Trump, but there are many. And you understand, you have to agree to this.
If you notice, I'm not on Donald Trump. I went to the United States just before the election, Matt, and I had serious contradiction with my own people in the United States. Friends, brothers.
All right, let's take a phone call, Patrick. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi. Hello. We're just having a frank discussion there. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
I'm here, so go ahead.
You hearing me well?
I'm hearing you very well.
That's Louis.
That's who?
Louis.
Okay, Mr. Louis.
Okay then. Patrick?
Yes.
Hi, Louis.
I'm listening to you, sir. So, boy, Trump is my man.
See?
Trump is my man, and Trump, what you have to realize, Trump was not part of the establishment in America. A businessman running his own life, right? And then he came in. His own party supporters, 17 of them, he knocked them off. And most of them was against him, right? Because of his ability. The man is a man who can fix things. He can work. He's intelligent. He has the fiery power behind it. And Patrick, you quote out, you said out there, I personally believe too, is the hand of God that coming to save America from the disaster America was going through. I will not attempt to disclose everything I know about America. And then you know, Mr. McPelty, the world knew that the file of Hillary Clinton is going to reopen because they said they are not going to close it. Because there are too many things at stake, and what is good for the good is good for the gender. The law of America is against every action of criminality. And if somebody commits crime, whether you're president, first lady, second lady, that doesn't matter. And I support them for that. And I say hip to Donald Trump. Thank you very much for taking my call.
Thank you very much, Mr. Louis there. Hello.
Good morning to you, Mr. Delany. I want to concur with practically everything Patrick Delany has said. Matt, the international press were asking themselves, where did we get it wrong? And as somebody said, they got it wrong because they had an agenda. And they tried to sell the agenda to the American people. But it didn't work. Now, Matt, that means that, and a lot of us, we simply listen to what's being said out there, and we just report it as fact. And it tells me that we need to probably re-examine our worldview, because a lot of times we can be deceived. Now, as it relates to the fact that Trump was a businessman and that this is politics, somebody else has concluded that the United States government, it is a corporation. So Trump would probably fit in just right because he was a businessman. He knew how to control corporations. And as it relates to the race thing, Matt, you know, it's interesting that I did some research and I found out that the word racism was first coined by that Trotsky, this Russian leader many years ago who was a mass murderer. So when we use terms, we need to really find out where it came from. Is it wrong for a certain person of a certain ethnicity to care about their race? Martin Luther King was a black man, and he cared about black people. And I don't think anybody is calling him a racist for that reason. But however, I just conclude by saying that I concur with the views of Patrick Delany that America is being given probably the last chance to get its act together in as it relates to the principles of the founding fathers and the fact that it was founded on Christian principles. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you very much. Of course, we continue here. We're having a discussion there on the whole issue of Trump, President-elect Donald Trump. We're coming back after this. Hello. Patrick says it's more than Trump. Hello.
Hey, blessings, King.
Yes, quick.
Mr. Delany, blessings. I think it's a game that is being... That is just my opinion, Matt? There is a game they refer to as the game of Hegelianism. Two of us are fighting, Matt, but Patrick is the enemy, and we are deceiving him by making him believe we are enemies when we are consolidated in a common objective to get rid of Patrick. And all the media and all the big corporations that pretend, they're Trump and things, Matt, it's a game, and the people get caught. The people get caught. So when they demonize Trump, that is America. That's the culture of America. They seem to go for the bully. They seem to go for the monster, the Rambo, these people. So it is just appropriate for Trump to have. It's a hand-picked thing. That was already signed, sealed, and delivered. And in closing, Matt, if you listen to what Trump said, all you have to do is add it up to what he did not say. If he could have admitted to those things he did and said, add it up to what he haven't said or haven't done. We haven't seen nothing yet. Let us see this America redemption. Thank you.
Good morning. The telephone calls. Yes, you're saying what?
I keep saying it's not Trump that's the issue. There is a master above that manipulates things. And he has some people who go by the law, most of them, and some people who go by grace. But those who went by grace are not effectively showing off what Christ did. And he's going to give you a chance now. All these evangelicals that cannot heal people, Matt, he's going to show them off. He's going to show them off, and he's going to get a group of people that can heal the sick, make the dumb talk, make the lame walk, raise the dead. This is what is going, I see as the entrance to Trump. Trump is just a figure in what is going to happen.
Hello, talk to me.
Matt, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Matt, I'm going to stay away from conspiracy theories.
Uh-huh.
What I'm going to say is that Mr. Obama is definitely or has been an exemplary president. There has been no scandal. There has been nothing on him that they could pin on him. He has set a perfect example, and he's been very gracious to Donald Trump. He's handing over, making it very easy, facilitating Donald Trump. I say President Obama was a great president. Good morning.
Good morning. Let's take a call from the diaspora here. The debate continues. Hello.
Morning, Matt.
Morning to you, sir.
Anytime I hear about Trump, I have to send in my 2 cents.
Yes.
I've been supporting this man from the time he came out. Trump, as regards to immigration and Obamacare, that seems to be two of the major problems people are having with him. And I believe a number of us in the Caribbean don't know the real facts about those two issues. Immigration. Now, I think he's right to say, that all these drug dealers who are undocumented should be sent home. I'm not in favor of sending home people who have been here with their children and illegal and to send them back home. I'm not in favor of that. But as far as the drug dealers, the gun runners, and those people who are illegal and to send them home, I'm in favor of that. There's another problem I have is especially
okay, let me put a pin there. You send home these criminals. We're talking over 3 million people.
Criminals.
No, but let me be straight here with you, Patrick. These criminals will include people from the Caribbean. Are you ready to accept that?
I'm saying, Matt,
No, I'm saying, but are you ready to accept that?
No.
Some of these criminals will be Caribbean people.
No, the same way Trump is now saying, I will take certain things in the Obama package concerning health care.
But you know that you're moving away from the issue.
No.
Are you prepared to accept that some of these criminals that will be sent home are people from the Caribbean?
Well, yeah, the Caribbean has few criminals.
You may be very surprised. Are you still there, Roy?
Yes, I'm still there.
Yes, but the question is, how are we in the Caribbean going to be dealing with these criminals coming home?
Well, they are...
Because you're saying, yes, I support Trump, send them home.
Yeah, they are all people. We have to design something.
So take the problem out of America and send it to the Caribbean, my friend.
No, but they are not Americans.
But they were raised, most of them spend most of their life in America.
Yeah, but they are undocumented. That's the problem, They are undocumented. So therefore, why should the Americans take on the responsibilities? They are undocumented. Another issue I have. Are you still there, Matt?
I'm listening very attentively, sir.
Another problem I have. For instance, we're talking about the wet food, dry food law. You know, what it means is if a Cuban leaves Cuba, he can live on a pui, he can live on the tube, and he comes over to, let's say, Miami, because we're the closest to him, or we're closest to him. From the time he lands, let's say if he's not picked up in DC, from the time he lands, he automatically or immediately is given a work permit, and is given Social Security. Another West Indian or Caribbean person spends about 5 years waiting to get a green card. Spend over $10,000-$15,000 to get over here. Look at the Haitians are just over there. And if the Haitians would come over to America and they have a problem, they would be sent back, whether they land or they don't land. But look at the Cubans. So I am saying, as far as the immigration system is concerned, I support him in that. Another thing I support him again is the Obamacare. I don't know if people are aware of that the man has not even taken up office yet. The premium for Obamacare has moved up by about 20% already. My wife has Obamacare, and she received a letter saying that from January it's going to be up by 20%. He has not even taken office yet. So all those things, I support him on that. Thank you very much, Matt.
Thank you. Let's take a more phone calls. Patrick will engage you in a minute here. Let's take the phone calls. Hello.
Morning, Matt.
Yes.
Do you know that under Obama presidency, 2.5 million people got deported? Do you know that's the highest record since America became independent?
I'm listening.
The record. Obama deported more people than any other sitting president in America. 2.5 million.
All right, we'll do some background check on that one. 9:34 is the morning time. Hello.
Hey, good morning, Matt.
So you, sir, how are you?
Trying my best, sir.
Okay.
So, Matt, you realize what our people are telling you? They're telling you, hey, look, deport them. Deport the criminals back to the Caribbean and everywhere. Do you know there are a lot of Caribbean people who are incarcerated and are criminals?
Yeah, a lot of people, thousands.
When you deport them, some are going to come to Dominica, some are going to come to St. Lucia. So, in other words, the color don't care whether the Caribbean can take that influx of people coming back are criminals. He don't care about that. All he cares in America, sit down in America, and who's the best person to handle people? There are places in America they can put them for reform, for that, for this or that. But he don't care whether they dump in the Caribbean because he sit down in America enjoying his fat pension, and he don't care about nobody else. That's the problem with people, you know. They're just talking about things. Patrick is the same thing. Patrick was opening his mouth and talk. But you asking him the question, what's going to become of them when they deport them back to the Caribbean? The same Patrick they will harass when they come back. Thank you very much.
No, I don't expect that to happen. You see, Trump is not Trump alone. You
don't expect him to send the criminals home?
No, I expect him to shift his focus on just like he did with the Obamacare. He's going to accept what is good, and when Trump gets representation of the kind of input that Caribbean people has produced in this state, he's not going to follow up.
He's going to pardon the criminals, you think?
But then, you know, there is a kind of way of pardoning criminals that are not criminals, you know.
All right, let's take a phone call. Hello.
Yes, good morning, Matt.
Morning to you, yes.
Good morning to your listeners.
Uh-huh.
Matt, that last caller there, he knocked it on the head, Matt. Matt, I'm not saying that I agree for people to come into America illegal, right? But not all these criminals. Matt, let me tell you something. The Caribbean is too small, you know, for the criminals that in America, Matt. Right? When you take all these criminals, regardless of what they do, they are murderers, they are rapists, they are all kind of people, and send them down to the Caribbean, what's going to happen to the Caribbean? America can take care of these people better than in the Caribbean. As the guys said, they can send them to rehab, they can send them to different schools, send them to different places to make them better. The Caribbean cannot support that, Matt. And bye-bye.
All right, let's listen to a little conversation that has gone viral between a little girl and her mom. just a little girl, maybe about 5, 6 years. Mom was asking her about her impressions as a young girl about what just went on there in America. Listen a bit, listen.
We got a new president.
Who?
Donald Trump.
No! I don't like him.
Why don't you like him? He's our new president.
Well, I like what Hillary Clinton do.
You like what? What are you?
Clinton.
Why are you crying?
Because I only like Hillary Clinton.
It's okay. Donald is going to be our new president, Mama.
No.
That's not a reason for you to be crying. It's okay.
I don't like him.
You don't like Donald Trump? Why?
Because he's mean.
He's not mean.
Yes, he is.
He's going to be a good president, Mama. It's okay. You want a different president? Sorry, Mama. Stop crying. It's okay. We're all going to be okay. Okay? It's okay. It's okay.
There's still a lot.
But if you notice from the beginning, I did not fall in that Trump versus Obama business, No. I told you Trump is not the problem. Trump has a team of Americans with him, Trump is not going to just unilaterally do things like a madman. He has what I would call, he has some educated, credible people with him. They are going to tell him, Trump, this thing about immigration, that's not correct. Now I expect Trump himself to make a lot of mistakes. Yeah, he's going to make mistakes, but there are mistakes before he make it that can be corrected. Trump is not going to have a chance to call Caribbean people criminals like that.
Hello, talk to me.
When nobody could not see the emperor was naked at all, it took a child to see the emperor had no clothes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, talk to me.
Hello, good morning, Matt.
Hey, my brother, how you doing?
Matt, I doing good, Matt. Matt,
okay.
I'm telling you something about that Trump thing now. I'm a Republican. Years now. I do not have the privilege to vote. Trump has overtaken the Republican Party, and today he's lined up to be the president. But Trump, I personally believe, was sent by God. Trump is the only man that decided to stand up and defend the unborn in America. They continue to murder him. To see the average population of white Americans going down because the children are murdered in the parents' stomach, and they tell them it's the right of the woman. What about the right of the unborn child? Matt Pelte, I support Trump and his policies 100%. The Republican Party and the Senate is behind him. They will help to guide him and to guide the policies. If there are criminals in America who are from the Caribbean and they go up there illegally, I'm sorry, but if we kick them out, we have to tie our waist to deal with the matter. Simple as that. We call and we say Trump is racist, but we're more racist. We are the only island in the Eastern Caribbean that has put a penalty on the Haitians, $400 to enter our homeland. Yet we say Trump racist? What are you talking about? I read in the Bible about Saul on Damascus Road. God used anybody to do his work. I believe Trump will bring some decency to American policy. These Clintons are criminals, corrupt to the core. They milk the resources of the state through their what they call the organization they have, where they will go, they will talk for a couple $100,000, and at the end of the day, when they get the millions, they give it to their friends to do construction. We heard what they did in Haiti. You understand me? These people need to go and retire. Go and retire and let fresh blood come and transform America so that we will not have to run away from this. It's the same thing happening in Dominica here, An inner circle, a clique is running this country. Some of them filthy rich overnight. Millionaires they have become while we struggle and we want to leave and run go in America. Go America and do what? I support the Trump presidency 100%. I am not going to be biased. Who have to come home? We have to welcome them home. We have to tie our waist. We have to fix our prison to accept them.
Thank you very much. Do you think they're going to go?
To hear, Matt, there will be representation by responsible people to make Trump understand.
You're
You're
very optimistic.
Yes, just like he took on. He's taking on some good things from the Obamacare. He's going to listen to you on immigration. Come on.
All right, let's take a phone call. This time from the overseas line. Hello.
Matt, it's me again. Why is it that we cannot have a decent conversation on radio without people going personal? What does my pension, sitting in Miami getting my pension, has to do with my opinion about Trump? I mean, I'm just giving an opinion about...
And I don't think, though. I mean, you should take this personal. A lot of people take things personal. Don't digest this, my friend. The guy had an opinion. He had an opinion. I don't think it's anything, going after you in any personal way. That's just how I feel, okay? So just leave it alone and, respect his opinion. Let's move on. Hello. Yes.
Can you remember ago, a young man got in some problems with the authorities in the States? That was during the time when David was Attorney General.
Right.
And he absolutely refused to deport the fella because he says, America is too racist. I am not going to trust the American law to decide whether Mr. was good or bad. And he protected him here. That is the kind of thing we need to do, Matt. Show who's criminals and who are not criminals.
944, hello.
Good morning.
How you doing? Yes.
The listening public. Matthias, let me, before I start saying anything, let me just say to tell the people, let us be cautious before we open our mouths and speak. Let us know what we are speaking in line with. So I was very pleased that, Roy was able to call back, because for the past years, listening to him when he speaks, I could not say that his contribution was what the caller, tried to make it to be. Now, Matt, people have to understand, if in case you're going to dress a wound, you have to be able to clean it. So the dressing that you place on it can be effective, and it will be effective, for healing. If you're going to build, they tell you that the foundation, must be a sturdy foundation that is suitable, for such. And I heard somebody said we're having to send, those who it has been maybe spoken about that they're going to send back out, to the islands. People have to be able to understand sometimes you may need to go back or maybe go to another direction so that you can recollect yourself to be able to move ahead, to be able to grow in another...
Well, I'm just telling you, ma'am, just based on, basic research, we are not ready to deal with these criminals. Our social services are not ready to deal. We're not dealing with those we have right here. So, an influx of criminals deported to the Caribbean, not only Dominica. Do you think the Caribbean is ready for this? I'm just asking a question here, ma'am.
Matt, one more point. As you say that, Matt, I understand that the question that you're asking. Some persons have said to send them elsewhere. Have they ever thought that maybe Guantanamo may be a location that could be, assigned for sending them?
For 3 million criminals in Guantanamo Bay? I mean, let's get real here, huh? Yes, Patrick, go ahead. Thank you for your contributions.
What
yes.
America is labeling as criminals are not criminals, Matt. These are not criminals. These are people who are law-abiding citizens in the States, working.
These people are in the system. Criminals out of the jails are and will be sent back. That's what he said.
Criminals out of the jails?
Of course, it's criminals.
Well, out of jails?
Yes, why not?
Well,
Patrick, you haven't really understood what's going on there.
I understood it. I maybe understand it a step ahead of you, Matt.
Hello, talk to me. Hi.
Hey, Matt, morning.
Yes.
Doing all right?
I'm doing fine.
You sound like a Democrat.
No, I'm just trying to heat it right down in the middle here.
Matt, there are a few issues at question there. And if we are to deal with this objectively, we need to deal with it looking at the issues. Number one is the question of legality. What is the law? What is the prevailing law? what is the responsibility of any responsible government in their nation in terms of protecting the nation, in terms of so on. You're raising a point of social responsibility, and that is a good question. But you need to look at that vis-a-vis the ability and capacity of the Caribbean to start a negotiation in that regard. You really can't just say that he must not do that because it's going to affect you. His primary responsibility is not yours. His primary responsibility is taking care of his nation. Your responsibility is taking care of your nation. And I agree with you that the Caribbean and Dominica in particular, we do not have the capacity to deal with these criminals and the technological advancement that these criminals have made. However, you can't tell a nation that they can't protect their nation because you can't do what you're supposed to do. You follow where I'm coming from?
I'm following you.
So then a different discussion must begin. How do you initiate a discussion, a negotiation with the American government on how best to deal with the situation? Because there's an argument to be made that some of them, they have become worse criminals, or they may have become worse criminals in the environment that they were raised in. It does not mean that there is a responsibility on the American government to take care of them, because in fact, if they are undocumented, as they are called in a very politically correct way, the correct way would really is illegal. If they are not in your country legally, then you are not responsible for them. And we can look at our own backyard. We have an influx of Chinese, an influx of Haitians, an influx of Dominican Republic people, and there are some of them who are here who are undocumented. What does the government, what responsibility does the government have for an undocumented person? Right? And we have to look at that from a very objective viewpoint. So I would prefer that we start those discussions from those two fronts. Not just that they can't dump them on us. It is not their responsibility, and they have to dump them on somebody. That's why I see it. All right?
All right, thank you very much. We'll continue with the telephone calls. Hello.
Hello, Matt.
Hi.
Good morning.
You okay?
I hear you in a discussion with Donald Trump. And I call that number 1-800-588-0955. This is a number that was used with the election of late. That is at the end of the election in America. And I call it upon an emergency call, technically, trying a cell phone. And I did make mention of this global issue in my hands here, where I need support to take the work out of country in Dominica to the land of Israel.
My friend, you're off on a tangent there. I don't know where you're going with this, but I don't know if we can continue with that conversation. Yes, go ahead.
But what do we think of so-called, I call them so-called criminals, Dominicans that we have in Guadeloupe? We don't approve of them coming back here. A few fellas can come here and destabilize the whole country, you know, Matt. What do you think of these criminals?
But you've left America and you're down in Guadeloupe right now.
No,
we don't
I
have
am with the issue.
No,
I am with the issue.
We don't have.
I am with the issue of any country deporting people as criminals back to the original countries. Someone on the same topic. I'm not. Let me say I've not shifted the discussion from America to Guadeloupe. I'm telling you, if we have criminals anywhere in the world and they send them back to us.
But we don't have a problem right now, Patrick. If any country in the world sending criminals to us, we're dealing with America. This is the situation now.
It has started.
What has started?
It has started of a country identifying Caribbean criminals and sending them back home.
So
it can be done in Guadeloupe.
You're saying that is a pattern?
That it might get to that stage.
4493095. Are you there, caller?
Yes, I'm there. Morning, Matt.
How you doing, brother?
Well, Matt, this morning there, you see, Mr. Leone, I want you to, whatever certificate you have hung up in your office, I want you to take this morning program, put that on a CD, and put it among the certificates, because we're going to revisit that CD and play it very soon. Mr. Leone, I respect your opinion, sir, but I'm living in the United States of America, and you don't understand what's going on there at all. You've seen what you've seen on the surface is a different thing. When you live in it and you feel the effects of it, you will understand what is happening. But in a nutshell, you have to understand this is a businessman who made billions, right, using the flaws of America strategically in his business approach. Now you have a president who came in, his main agenda was to strengthen the middle class. Now strengthening the middle class, of course, would and create a level playing field. Make the millionaires pay their due diligence. People like Trump had a serious problem with that. And those guys, the power they have, they figure the only way they can correct the problem is to get inside there and fix it themselves. I hope he's listening. If you go and check the Forbes magazine, they will tell you how much millions he lost for the past 8 years. Donald Trump. And he's not prepared to be less of himself. So his agenda is to get in there and create the avenues, reopen the avenues in which he was acquiring his wealth. I want to tell you something. The Republicans, I work for a lot of Republicans, they are millionaires. And they acquire their wealth out of the poor class. The suppression still remains in America. They capitalize on those opportunities, man. People don't understand what happened. These are the people that own all the high-rise apartments that you give to the government, they call Section 8. These are the people that invest in that system. So it is very important for them to keep the suppression on to be benefits of the suppression by what they invest in, which is basic things like housing, fast food factories, fast food chains, and these are the Republicans. So getting the middle class empowered, where I can go back and look for my family, educate them for them to live a better life, doesn't fit those guys. Those guys understand that. That is generally what is happening. So Obama put a spoke in the wheel, so they can afford to pay their due diligence, but they don't want to settle for less.
Thank you. Thank you for your contribution there. We have a little more time.
This one is accusing me of not understanding. Listen,
his point is that Trump is not for the middle class.
The issue is not Trump, Matt. I keep saying the issue is not Trump. Trump might be a changed man by the time he sits down on the president's seat. This man is accusing me of not understanding what's happening in the United States. And I picked Trump as the winner from inception. I wasn't understanding. I was understanding the issues. I so understand the issues so clearly that I said Trump was going to win in a landslide victory. When others couldn't say that.
So
he couldn't say that.
You saw that coming. Hello, doctor. Yes. Hello, 449-309-59697. Hello, heated debate there. Hello.
Yes, Matt. Blessed good morning to you, Matt. Blessed.
Yes, how you doing?
295, Matt. Matt, the question whether Dominica, I'm pointing out at Dominica because we all from Dominica, Matt. Dominica can really accommodate these hardcore criminals from the mainland USA, Matt. This is not rocket science, no, Matt. So, Matt, you see, there are criminals in Dominica that the government, cannot even take full charge of them, Matt. So let's try to import these hardcore, deport, Matt, and it is really a matter that done on behalf of him as the president, Matt. Thank you.
Thank you, too. 9:56, so we're kind of wrapping it up here in the morning. Patrick, you started a big debate there this morning.
Matt, you need to prolong this thing, Dominicans don't understand what has happened. They look at Trump. Trump is a very small issue to me. They have to look at all the circumstances. They have not analyzed all the situation that America was in. Let me tell you something. America was going down, man. Down to the ground, And there's a stop put into that, and it so happens that the fella happens to be Trump.
How would you describe President Obama's presidency there?
Obama's presidency, man. Obama, like Hillary, was overtaken by the rich people. These are the people who the globalists who want to run the whole globe. They overtook Obama. Obama came from Chicago, Matt, as a black man, and he came into the White House. And you notice Obama did not have a black team. He didn't have a black team.
Would you consider yourself a racist?
Who?
Would you consider yourself a racist?
I have to examine myself very well, Matt, for me not to kill a white man, you know. I have passed that stage.
So because his team was not black, that made him bad.
So Obama didn't realize that the black legacy should continue through a black line.
Let's take a phone call. Hello.
He didn't realize that.
Are you there?
He was giving it back to Hillary.
Hello. Good morning. Hello. It's 9:58. We have to wrap it up here. Let's take our final phone call. Hello. How are you doing, sir? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
You don't have too much time, eh? Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, all right. Yes, man. I keep hearing Beverly saying, knowing that Obama is a black man. But personally, I never see Obama as a black man. I see Obama and study Obama himself. His mother was a pure white lady that went somewhere Africa or Hawaii and got, well, I don't want to use correct, but got as a black man to give her a child. But when Obama was growing up, I never saw Obama with any black person. Obama was always with a white from baby.
But he has described himself, and the world has described him as a black president. So I don't know how you're going to change that, by just saying what you said, that you think his mother was white. And Patrick, are you a black man?
I am telling you, Matt, that we do not have the foggiest notion what is happening in this world. Because we rejected so many things that we didn't consider. And we are not reconsidering them. We are not reconsidering the message that Christ brought to the Western nations. The same thing happened in England, Matt. In England with Breastwick, the people said, listen, you're not going to allow globalists to control England. We're getting out of that nonsense. And they did. And America followed suit.
Patrick,
they're not even talking about America and
Patrick, I can't promise you how soon, but this discussion has to continue.